Hi Flosstube, Jade here, and this is my handsome boy Ash, who's a little upset with his brother, Smoke. And being very vocal about it. Yes, it's okay. It's okay. I'll put you down. Honestly, he's fine. It's just the little one, Smoke, is, you know, being a bratty younger brother, and Ash isn't having any of it. So they've had a few arguments this morning, but nothing too serious. Welcome back. I'm Jade. I'm the 310 Stitcher. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have both cats in here with me right now. I might have to let them out if they start going crazy, especially the younger one. But I have an action-packed video for you today. I know. If you've been here before, you're probably gonna say, well, your videos are always long anyways. I don't expect this one to be any shorter because what have we got? Okay, Ash, really? Yeah, and that was Ash hissing at Smoke. He doesn't do anything, but they just chase each other around. Distracted. What do we have today? Today I have so much to show you. I have a start and finish, and that start and finish has also been FFO'd. What? It's okay. Don't be too surprised. It is a fairly small project, so it was done in a few hours. But still, you know, as you know, I do full coverage mostly, so I will take the finishes when I can get them. Okay. Okay, so I have a start and finish and an FFO. I have WIPS to show you. I have some plans, stitchy plans coming up. I have some haul that I want to talk about. Some of it I haven't gotten yet, but I'll still talk about it. And also a giveaway, or giveaways, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I completely forgot. I didn't forget. It completely just went by me. I have a couple of milestones. One is my first year Flosstubeversary just passed this month, and just a couple of weeks ago. And I also blew by the 1,000 subscriber mark. So thank you so much for both of those things, for spending time with me for the past year. It's been fantastic. I have loved the community. I'm gonna let this guy out. Come on. I'm gonna let this guy out because he's gonna be a pain. He's like, the other guy isn't even anywhere around him. So hold on. Go. All right, sorry about that. So I say, thank you so much for choosing to spend time with me. I really appreciate it. That was my whole goal in joining Flosstube in the first place, was to meet some new stitchy people, stitchy friends, because I don't have any, sorry, the wind. I have the window open because it's really quite warm today, and it just blew the door closed. Yeah, so I've wanted to, I don't have anybody in real life to stitch with, so, you know, I've through these videos, I've met so many of you virtually and some in person as well, which has been amazing. But I love the conversation that we have in the comments. Some of you tell me what you're working on, which is fantastic. Okay, anyways, we'll get back to the giveaway. We'll do the giveaways a little bit later because I would like to pay it forward and just give back what I can. Take a sip of my coffee. As usual, I have a migraine today. Now, if you're wondering why I would choose to do a video when I have a migraine, well, I have a migraine pretty well every day. Some of the medications that I'm taking now are helping with that. If not the frequency, then at least the pain level. So that's been good. And I'm doing the video because I want some. My migraine today was pretty bad, and I have taken medication. It hasn't helped a great deal, and I want to distract myself with something fun. So that's one of the ways that I try to cope, is distraction. Okay, so action-packed, like I said. So let's start. I have my notes here. So if I look down, that's why. I want to start with a couple of apologies, actually. Okay, so for the first one, I want to, it sort of goes with what I was saying about my migraines. My chronic migraines have given me, I don't know, brain damage or something, but my memory sucks, and sometimes I know what the word is, but I can't think of the word, even just a simple word like scissors. And sometimes I'll call things by different names and not even realize it. So I know there was one video that I caught where I was referring to scissors and I kept calling them needles. So I apologize for that. It is what it is. I can't really, unfortunately, I can't help it. I try to correct myself when I can, but sometimes, like I said, my brain is running ahead of my mouth also, and my memory is crap, so I forget most of what I've said. So that's one. I'm sorry, I apologize in advance if that happens. The second apology I have is for my last video. The pictures, the photos were completely missing from the video, and I apologize for that. I did actually put them in, and I watched my video before I uploaded it just to make sure everything was good. It was fine, and when I uploaded it to YouTube, it all went away. So I have no idea what happened, but just know that I did put them in. I'll try to make sure, maybe what I'll do going forward is I'll watch the video, I'll leave it in private mode, and I'll watch it again around, you know, to make sure before I post it publicly. After I post it to YouTube, I'll watch it, and hopefully that will help minimize. I don't get too worked up about that because, and I should say, like, by the time I noticed this time, many people had already watched the video, so you know, taking it down and then putting it back up kind of didn't seem like a great idea at the time. And I don't get too worked up about it just because for my focus pieces, they tend to be the same projects every week for those focus pieces. And you know, if you are really curious about what a project looks like, you can always go back and visit a previous video. You know, I know that's a pain in the butt. I apologize. Like I said, I'll try to fix that. third is a big thank you. Second, third, I don't know. It's a big thank you. I want to thank everyone who responded to my needle comparison. Also in the last video, was it the last video or the video before? I don't recall. But thank you so much. So many of you responded to that video. You know, appreciated it. Again, it was just a comparison that I did for myself. Everybody's mileage is going to vary, and it was awesome hearing in the comments, you know, so many of you said to me, oh, you know, I think ball tip needles are the worst possible things. I've had the plating come off, I've had the balls come off, I can't thread them. You know, those were some of the comments. And then others were, you know, said, I think Bohins are my favorite needles. I think John James are my favorite needles. And they had a different experience than I did. So the John James, for me, I don't know, maybe I had a faulty pack. There's always that possibility, where, you know, for me, the John James, one side of that eye, the metal would break through, and it was the worst. Sometimes both sides would snap off, so the complete top would snap off, but sometimes it would just be the one side of the eye. And the worst was when I was actually in the fabric, in the middle of the fabric, because it would catch the fabric and then it would be almost impossible. Like I'd have to wrestle with it and pray that it didn't snap the fabric threads. I had that several times until finally I just got rid of my John James. But so everybody has a different experience with their needles. Thank you so much. Other people have, you know, hate the China needles, and yet others thought they were the best things. Other people thought, you know, the needles that you get in kits were their favorite ones, and they're sad when they run out of those. So thank you so much. I really enjoyed having that conversation with you and hearing your thoughts on the subject. Okay, so that's enough for the preamble. Let's get to some of the stitching. 12 minutes in, I apologize. Okay, my stitching. So I'm going to, let's start with the finish. The start and finish slash faux. Fully FFO. Okay, so at Stitch North, we were given, you know, one of these name tag holders, and we were given some Roxy floss and a piece of fabric. I have no idea if it's 20, I think it's 28 count, but I'm not 100% sure. And a pattern for a name tag. So I changed the name tag a bit just because I don't really feel like making more than one of these, and I don't like stitching or even knitting things twice in a row, except for socks. So I really only want to make one, and I didn't want the Stitch North to show on the bottom in case I go to other stitch retreats. I don't necessarily want that on it. So here's what I made. I made myself the name tag. So I switched out a few things. I took out the Stitch North. I used my own colors. They gave us one skein, and the skein I got was kind of a browny caramelly color, and I wanted mine to be a little bit more colorful, so I did use Roxy floss. I used the variegated red, black, and then a jade color, and then just 310 for the at 310 stitcher logo. So I fully finished it as well. Basically what I did, they gave us a big square, and I stitched this and then just folded the fabric over, and then just did a little whip stitch or mattress stitch actually, around the outside to finish it off. And I have enough fabric. This is what remains of the fabric. It's folded over. So I do have enough fabric to make one more if I ever feel like it, or to make something else that's really small. But anyways, so now I can put this away, and if I go to another stitching retreat, I have it. So I started off, they didn't give us any instructions on the pattern. It was just the chart. And I started off doing it 2 over 2. And then I thought, you know, I started high my name, and it looked like it was going to be really big. So I ripped it out and decided to do it in 1 over 1. Sorry, 2 over 1. I used 2 strands over 1. And then for my name, I did it 2 strands over 2, just so that part would be the important part. And then I did a little heart up here. And then I added the Instagram name at the bottom. Their pattern didn't have it, but they gave us, they're very generous. They gave us a stitch chart for all the letters. So I just used that, and that's it. So if anyone would like this pattern, let me know. I'm happy to send it to you. I would probably fold it up so that it fit in a normal envelope. But it's like thick paper, it's like cardstock, so it should be fine. But anyways, if you would like this, let me know. I'm happy to send it to you. Maybe use the word tag. I should write that down. Tag. And then that way, if more than one person wants it, then I can just do a random comment generator. Okay, so that was my one and only FFO. My tarot stitch along is still sitting here on my desk. I haven't done anything with it. At some point I'll go out and try to find a frame for it. And I haven't decided whether I want to try doing it myself with the lacing and everything, or whether I want to have it professionally framed. I'm not sure. I'll have to figure that out. But thank you so much for everyone who sent me well wishes for that. Thank you. I'm having coffee because coffee sometimes helps with migraines as well. Okay, next. So I have cross stitch WIPS to show you, and I have knitting WIPS as well. We'll start with the cross stitch in case you're not interested in the knitting. Okay, so of course I have a needle because I was just stitching on this. So I've started this month's block for the flowers of the month sale. You could see in there. So far all I've got is this. I just started it today, and I think each of these is about 3,000 stitches or so. So there's no way I'm going to get this done today, but if I can at least get the border done, that would be good. It's kind of a double border, as you can see here. Like there's this thick border, and then there's a broken border as well. Try to do that, and maybe the backstitch letters. If I could do that today, I will be happy, because I would like to work on something else, which we'll come to in a bit. So that's one. So it's just a start. I have, and aren't you proud of me? I usually wait until until the last few days of the month to start working on that. But this week I got through all my focus projects. So today would be the last day because I go from Sunday to Saturday for my week. My weeks run from Sunday to Saturday for my stitching. Yeah, so I had today spare, and I thought, you know what, instead of starting something new, I'm gonna try to get through some of that, and then I'll still have a whole week to work on that. I'm gonna just grab my iPad. I should have got this before. It's just sitting on my stand, which I'll talk about because it is a new purchase as well, which I actually had it from the last time, but I had just gotten it, so I didn't talk about it. But anyway, so here's this month's flower of the month. What is it? I gotta put my glasses back on. I can't see anything. Gladiolus. There's two little bumblebees. So this again is by Ellen, what's her name? Ellen Morstrow. I don't know if that's gonna... I'll try. What I should do is just list all my projects in the description. So I'll try to remember to do that. This is a pattern from 2010, and it was done 12 separate flowers, so you could do them individually if you wanted. I'm doing them all on the one piece of fabric as I've explained before. Okay, so that's one. Second one is also one I finished this morning. I did most of the stitching. I did most of the stitching yesterday on this project, and I had about 100 stitches left this morning in order to meet my my goal. For some reason this is not showing up. I just want to bring it up on Markup RXP. Okay, so this is my Dragons of the Sabbat, my gigantic Dragons by Anne Stokes. It is a pain-free crafts pattern. I'm gonna try turning this off. There we go. It is retired, so unfortunately you can't get it anymore, but if you've been with me before, then you know that I've completed all of the black around the outside, and I completed all of the outlining of the black on the inside, and I've been working for the past 2 weeks. I've been working on this area. So today I just finished all of this and this and part of this, and last week was all of this up here. So my weekly goal my goal for the year is to get all of the black completed on the entire project, which is a lot. So that next year I can start on the actual dragons, which would be absolutely fantastic. And in order to do that, I need to do about 1,760 stitches per week. So today I finished off this week, so I did 1844, so I'm a little ahead. I tend to be a little bit more than the minimum just because I want to finish off the thread, and I use one of these clover things, something domes, I can't remember what they're called, but they have the 10 needles. So I finished that actually, and I can get about 1,500 stitches or so, maybe a little bit more out of the whole thing. And so I refilled it this morning, so for next week it'll be ready to go. This is in a beautiful bag. By Sheba Designs. This was the 2023 Stitch North. I'm trying to find the tag. Oh, it's inside. Yeah, the tag is inside. Stitch North 2023 by Sheba Designs. Love her work. Okay, so that's that one. Oh, let me see if I could show you one more thing before I, of course I should have done that before I closed it, but beautiful chart. So this shows all the green is what I have completed, and the yellow is what is still left to stitch. So there's still quite a bit. I think there's something like I think there's something like 60,000 black stitches left, and I am at 32.57% of the whole thing. Oh my god, I don't know if this is real, but total time. It's a lot of time. I don't know how this counts the timing, because it doesn't, yeah, I have no idea, honestly. It doesn't seem right most of the time, so I don't know. Okay, this bag that I bought from I Can Sew Make That, I think it's called. I bought this at Stitch North. Yeah, I Can Sew Make That. Little nomies. Okay. Here's a floss monster. I know it looks like a mess, but I promise they're not really tangled. This is Honeymoon Sunset. So let me show you the whole project first. This is a pattern by the Cross Stitch Studio. The artwork is by Abraham Hunter. And I love this picture. I adore this picture, but I am stuck in this DoubleTree, and it is taking forever. I've almost got to the bottom of it. You'll see in a second, because there's quite a bit of blue, but I think I have one more page over to the side. Yeah, so I've done the first 2 pages. They're up here, and I've been, in the past 2 weeks, since you saw it last, I've been sort of working both pages kind of at the same time. I've been focusing here, so I start at the top and then pick a symbol and then work my way down and over wherever it goes. I'm trying to avoid, so I've done a couple of things. I talked about this the last time, but if you missed it, I was doing this, so this is 28 count, and I was doing this 2/1 half stitch, and it's very bulky. Like, I mean, it's not horrible, but it's tight. Like, I had to use 28 petite needles to get through all the confetti, and it's all confetti, which makes it that much more thick. And what I was getting, and this is new fabric this is fabric from China. It's a little bit of a different, I don't know what it is, but it looks more like a mesh. It's an even weave, so it's fine. It's fine to work with, but it's quite an open weave, which is fine. And I don't know if that's what contributes to it bunching up a little bit. I don't know, but in the two, there's a ditch between the two pages that way and in between the two pages this way. So I've done two things. One is I have converted back to 1/1 full cross. So ooh, look at that, you can see the back. So if you look closely in there, I don't know if that's focusing, but you'll see a combination right now of 2/1 half and 1/1 full cross. Part of that is because, you know, some of it was already there before I converted, and then the other part is I keep automatically going to get 2 strands, and then I forget until I've done a few stitches. Oh crap, I was supposed to do this 1/1. Anyways, yeah, so that's all I've done so far, and well, it's been quite a bit. I am at 2.95% complete. So my weekly goal, actually, I meant to get my computer on. Okay, so my weekly goal for this, sorry, my annual goal was to get this to 7.5%. This was a new start not that long ago. So to get this to 7.5%, and in order to do that, I had to do something like 750 stitches a week. Now, 750 stitches a week is not that big a deal, except for this. It's all confetti, so it takes a very long time. I could do 3,000 stitches on Dragon's Sabat in the same amount of time that I can do 750 in this. And you know what? It was stressing me out because it was taking sometimes 2 days of like many hours each day, during which I couldn't do anything else in order to make that goal, because I do want to meet my goals every week. And I just wasn't getting to anything else. So I have decided to decrease the goal for this. So now I have dropped the goal from 7.5% to 5% by the end of the year. I might even drop it further. I don't know. I'm already at, you know, just under 3%. So I'm thinking 2% more shouldn't be too big a deal. What that did was drop the requirement by half. So I now have to do 390 stitches a week, which is much easier. So I was able to do that in maybe 3 hours. Yeah, maybe 3 hours, especially working across both pages, because it gives me more stitches before I have to switch threads. I think that's all I wanted to say about that. Yeah. Okay. So that's that one. I'm gonna put it back in the bag just because I don't want to end up with a mess. Now that I have some bags, so you see all those floss monsters there. So that's for, you know, most of my projects. Because I didn't have project bags. I only had the two, one from Kaylee 10 Stitch and one from Shiba Designs. I haven't got to yet. But then this year at Stitch North, I bought a few more bags. So, and I bought large ones so I could fit the floss monsters in there as well. So that's where those are residing. Okay, next one. This one is not in a bag. Okay, this one is Deanna and Cupid. It is a fine art piece by I can't remember. It starts with a B. Bartoloni. No. I can't remember. Anyways, Visa on Facebook had charted this before I got WinStitch and started charting my own things. You know, she has some really nice patterns that she charts on Pig to Pat, and that's the picture there. So it's Deanna and Cupid. It is large. This is 610,619 stitches. It is not my biggest piece out of all my pieces, but it is the biggest of my focus pieces. Even Dragons of the Sabbat is 604,000, so it's about 6,000 stitches less. And this is where I am right now. So I'm still in the top left. And the last time you saw it, I had just finished both pages and just started in here. So I've done all of this in the past couple of weeks. So I have put in, I haven't been telling you, I haven't really been giving you stats. Okay, so for this one, and that was the whole reason I got my computer out. For this one, I've put in just under 1,700 stitches in the past 2 weeks. My goal, my annual goal for this is to get it to 7.5%. In order to do that, I have to do 764 stitches a week. I did 829 this week, 893 last week, 841 the week before. So I tend to do a little bit more. The confetti, it looks like a ton of confetti. It's not nearly as bad as Honeymoon Sunset. And I'm at 3.54% on this one. So I've done 21,589 out of the 610, 619. All right, so that is Deanna and Cupid. To go back just a second, in terms of Dragons of the Sabbat, in the past couple of weeks, I have put in 4,132. And again, that's more than the 1,749 per week that I need to do. So that is good. All right, next. Next is Merry Mushroom Village. This is the hay sale for this year, and you've probably heard by now from me and others, you can't get this anymore. You had to sign up before the end of last year. I picked Merry Mushroom Village 1. This is a snippet out of Merry Mushroom Village by Amy Stewart, which is a huge, huge, huge project. There is a Flosstuber who's doing that, and I'm trying to remember who it is. It might be Stitching Colors. Colors as in with the U in it, which is different than Stitching Colors Jess in Australia. I can't remember the other Stitching. She's in Norway or Sweden or something. Anyways.
Here's what I found.
What? Why do people in Australia spell words like color and favorite with a U? Okay, I don't need to know that. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And so far we have gotten the first 2 installments. So these come out quarterly, and we got the first 3 pages were the first ones I've completed. So the last time you saw this project, I had completed those 3 pages. There's 3/4 of a page here, and then 2 more pages down here that were just released. And I'll show you, I'm working on that 3/4 page. This is just in one of these dollar store bags. And it's wonky in the key snap, that's okay. There we go. So last time I had just like a handful of stitches left in here, but I'd pretty much done it. And so this is all I've done in the past 12 days or so since you saw it. And I put in 2,388 stitches in the past 2 weeks. In order to get this complete by the end of the year, which I can't decide if that's still my goal or not, but if I want to get this completed by the end of the year, I have to do 1,051 stitches a week. So this week I did 1,054, so I just got it, but I can't decide. There's been some drama with Hay lately, and I just it's left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. I don't know. I'm a little I don't even know what the word, I can't think of what the words are, but disappointed. I just don't feel great about how they have treated some artists, and I don't know. I can't decide for the moment. Until I do decide, I'm gonna continue doing the 1,000 stitches a week so that I can continue to, you know, if I do decide I do want to get the 12 extra patterns, or 11 extra patterns, gonna have one, then I still can, but I don't know. Okay, so next, so that one I'm at, of the pages they've released so far, I'm at 57%. So there's 44,331 stitches out of the 57,000 that are total for this project. I have done 25,320 so far, so a little under half of the entire thing. Okay, so that is Merry Mushroom Village. Next, it's one of my favorite pieces in my project bag, my second project bag by Sheba Designs. This was actually my first project bag by Sheba Designs I got last year. Look at those beautiful birds. Gorgeous. And this is my Sunset in Venice. Let me open it up here. Come on now. Okay. There's all the floss. This one's a little bit neater because I actually took the time to braid them all. So, and on this one, this was my first one, so I put both the numbers and the symbols on the other side. Not that you care about that, but anyways. Okay, so what does it look like? It looks like this. Oh, that's looking good. So it's Sunset in Venice. The artwork is by Dominic Davidson, who's one of my favorites as well. And it is charted by Haid. Have I been saying who they're charted by? I think so. Anyways, this is somewhere in, so this was a selecta size, so it's in between the regular and the super size. So a little bigger than the regular. And so far, so far. What have I done? One sec, let me do this. View the full chart. So far, I've done all of that. So, the last time you saw this, let me, oops, too fast. Okay, so the last time you saw this, I was up in here, filling in the flowers. I had come all the way across here to the couple, and I've done all of the rest of this. So again, I'm just working out, I'm trying to avoid any page lines. Not that I've gotten any page, not that I haven't noticed any page lines on this project. So this is being done 1/1 full across on 25 count. And just, like I said, picking color, working my way down so that it does get completely filled out from the top working down. Look at that detail. It is amazing. I'm really, really, really enjoying this. So in the past 2 weeks, since you saw this last time, I have put in 2,463 stitches. My annual goal for this is to get this to 1/3 done. So 33%. In order to do that, and I'm at 25% now, am I? I'm at 26.2% now. In order to do that, I have to do 685 stitches a week. I have pretty much doubled that each of the past 2 weeks, and that was because I had skipped a couple of weeks before that when I was working hard on the Dragons of the Sabbat to get all the outlining done. So I've caught up, which is good. Actually, that makes me feel better that I am caught up, and that does mean that half of that time actually is now available for other projects as well, especially now that I've dropped the honeymoon sunset requirement by half as well. So I'll talk a little bit about that one when we get through all of these. When we get through all of these WIPs and why I've decided to do that. Okay, I've got a very precarious pile over here, so hopefully they don't all fall down. Okay. You're also going to see a project, by the way, today that you haven't seen in months, which is awesome. Nope, this one I did already. In this beautiful bag by none other than Kaylee 10 Stitch. I got this from her at Stitch North. It's beautiful. It's a 14 by 14. Look at that. Beautiful. All right. I still have the tag on there for some reason. Anyways. Okay, so this is the 14 by 14 size I wanted to just show you. So that has my project. So it's an 11 by 11 Q-snap and all of the flosses, and there's still tons of room. I could put another project in there easily. Not that I will, I'm just saying I could. Okay, this is Colosseum. And let me show you where I am there. Well, first I'll show you what it looks like. I don't remember who the artwork is. It is written on the original PDF somewhere. I remember it was tiny script. I don't remember. It's quite an old piece, the fine art painting, and this was charted by Cross Stitch Collectibles. So that's where I that's what the whole thing will look like. Let me show you. And that is how much I have done so far. I'm at 13.5%. And that's what it looks like. I think it is looking amazing. So my goal for this project for the year is to get it to 25%. In order to do that, I have to do 560 stitches a week. This week I did 710, and last week I did 635. And so I've done a little more. Yeah, it looks amazing. So it's, I really hate light stitching, not gonna lie. But what I did was I finished out, from the last time, I finished out all of this in here, which you may or may not see because it's pretty much the same color as the background. Did all of this, and this was about, the blue was up to about here, and I finished all of that. So I still have this piece to complete before I have to move my Q-snap. So for this piece, I'm really enjoying the 11 by 11 size of Q-snap, but I've decided that I think my favorite size, because I also have a bunch of, I have 8 by 8s, I even have 6 by 6s. And I think my favorite size is the 8 by 12. So it's like a page size, like the Sunset in Venice that I showed you. I think I really like that size. So I've actually ordered some 11 by 11, a couple 11 by 11s, so that I can take my 8 by 8s and, you know, swap them out, so I can make a couple of 8 by 11s. Anyway, okay, 2 more projects left. This one is by Gamma, this bag is by Gamma's Treasures. And again, this is not even close to full. Very large, very quilted. I love the roosters. Okay, and this is my anniversary piece. This is my Home Sweet Home. Okay, let me show you what that looks like. I believe this is artwork by Abraham Hunter as well. It is by the Cross Stitch Studio. And it will look like this. So this is my anniversary piece. In an ideal world, I would get this completed by my 25th wedding anniversary for my husband, which is next July. And so far I have gone all the way across, just get their heads across and down a bit. So see that frame there, where the frame and dresser is, that's where I am now, and I'll show you that. Let me review full chart. I'll show you the whole thing here. So that's what I've got done so far. A lot of confetti. The confetti is super easy confetti because it's just wood wall so far for the most part, and it doesn't matter if you put a color or two in the wrong spot. But here's where I am. Here's where I am. now. So this is the corner of the wall. Here's the frame, and the dresser just starts here. So since the last time you saw this, I put in 3,900 stitches. My goal is to get this to 50% complete by the end of this year. In order to do that, I have to do 1,857 stitches a week. So yeah, I don't know if I'll make it, but it's not the end of the world. It's just, it's a goal. So that's my plan. It's my plan to make it happen. Hopefully it happens. But anyway, so since the last time we saw it, I filled in most of this up here, and most of this down here that you see. So I'll complete that, and then I will probably go back to the beginning of the row. I don't know, maybe, maybe not. Okay, last project. So I had finished, no, it is not the last project. I have one more. Sorry, one more is the Veil of Death. And this is artwork by Chris Ortega. I want to show it to you close up because the last time I did not. It was on my stand back there, so I've taken it off the stand so that I can show you. This is charted by Haid. And it will look like this. So I had an interesting comment on one of my videos, wondering like what the heck is with these days. People seem to have a fascination with the occult. I don't have a fascination with the occult, but like to me, this, I don't know if I mentioned this already, to me, what this piece means is that underneath we're all the same. Doesn't matter what our outside packaging looks like, underneath we're all the same. I just love it. I think that's absolutely beautiful. So far I'm at 5.5%. My goal for this year is to get this to 10%. In order to do that, I have to do 591 stitches a week. I am caught up even with a couple of weeks that I took off. In the past 2 weeks, I have put in 1,430 stitches. And that's what it looks like now. So I've done a little bit more up here, filled in a lot of the missing stitches that were in these lighter colors, and then come down here. Apologies for this stuff. It's because it's on this scroll frame. I find it annoying to flip it upside down just because it's so big, so I tend to just leave these things and then cut them off as I get closer. Anyway, so that's where it is. I do like this one. It does have some bulk stitching as well as the confetti, so I do find it relaxing to stitch that one. So I'm looking forward to getting at least across the top. That would be nice. I don't know if that's 10% or not, but anyways, so yeah, like I said, I'm at 5.5%. 21,000 stitches, 21,305 stitches completed out of the 390,825. All right, one project left. So last week, I finished all of the focus pieces. And in time, so within the 7 days, and I still had some time left. I had a migraine, didn't really feel like working on starting again for the week on the Sunday. So I pulled out a project that I hadn't seen in a while. So now that I've completed the tarot cell, I had a choice. I could replace it with something else, or I could just not replace it and just continue to work on my focus pieces. But if you were here for my planning video for this year, I had said I wanted to have, ideally, I would have 4 projects finished this year. So the tarot cell was one. The flowers of the month was another one. My Royal Games by Mirabilia was another one. And then I think the video game sampler. Now, I had not pulled out my Mirabilia in a while, but it is Mira May. So I figured, let's do that. I don't have the picture here. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Anyway, so I pulled that out and I put some work into it. Here it is. So this is Royal Games 2 with the Queen of Clubs and the Queen of Diamonds. I do have Royal Games 1 as well, but I won't start that until this one is completed. Maybe next year, I don't know. And this is being done on 28 count linen in white chocolate. And that's where she is now. So the last time you saw her, the Queen of Clubs was fully complete, minus the beads, of course. I'll do the beads at the end. And this part here was already completed, and then the red of her bodice was completed. And just this bit of chronic in here. So what I've completed since, well, just a few days ago, I did the gold chronic in her bust, and I've been working all in here trying to fill all this in. So I've messed up somewhere. So there's whites and grays and like light purples in there. I've screwed up somewhere, so I easily did that much twice over because I had to rip out a few times. Trying to, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know where I messed up, but I have to, because I did have a migraine, so sometimes I ripped out because I thought I had gone wrong, but I actually didn't. To redo it again. Anyways, I'm gonna, one of these days when I have a good head, sorry, I'm pointing to the wrong thing. This is part of the Queen of Clubs. Apologies. In here is where I've gone wrong. So there are some light purples, grays, whites, a little bit of pink, and this purple in here. So I've done, that's what I did in all this up here. So tried to fill all that in. And again, there's still errors in there somewhere. One of these days when I have a good head, I will go through, and I did all of this up here. I don't know, I put in a few hundred stitches, but I easily did 1,000 stitches. Oh well. It is on a paper pattern. I made a working copy for myself so I don't mark up the original cardboard, which is good because I keep making mistakes, so I keep having to go back and make another copy. But I enjoyed pulling her out, even if she was a little stressful. And even if I did, yeah, make mistakes, but I'll pull her out again. My coffee has gotten cold. Okay, so those were my WIPS that I worked on for the past couple of weeks. My plans. So I mentioned that I cut the goal in half for Honeymoon Sunset, which will free up a few hours. And I finished the tarot cell, which is awesome, and I'm not replacing it with anything else. Well, that is to say, I mean, I will be working on Royal Games this month for Mira May. I think Yoshi has my first Mira cell. I don't tend to post a lot just because I get really stressed out if I have to remember to post 2 different hashtags and stuff. I don't know, I get a bit overwhelmed, so I don't tend to, but my thoughts are still there. Okay, so so I will, so this month, I guess I have another week and a half. I will work on the Royal Games to try to get a little bit more of her done. Ideally, she would be completed by the end of this year as well. I don't know if I'll make it or not, but I'm not going to stress about it. And the Merry Mushroom Village, again, I'm not 100%. I haven't decided yet whether I want to drop that goal or not. If I do drop the goal so that I only have 4 pages to do and still get 10 out of the 12 patterns, then I'll have a lot more time even. But I haven't decided yet. So what I'm gonna do, and this week, even with working on the Mirabilia, I still have time. So it's Saturday afternoon rather, early afternoon. And I still have the rest of the day, which counts as part of this week. So as part of this past week. I am going to pull something else out. I'm not going to work on the Mirabilia because my head isn't going to allow me to do that. But I think what I'm going to do is pull out, I don't know which one. I don't know which one, so let's use, I can't use it. I was going to use the spinny wheel thing, but I'm filming on my phone, so I can't do that. Let's see, I'm looking at my list, and I have Grand Library still in the Q-Snap, still on my wood stand, my keys stand. So I think I'm gonna work on that. I did work on it. Oh, I did work on it last week. I could have showed you. Oh well, I'll show you next time. Yeah, so I'll work on that today. I still have a bunch of so I'm starting to get the itch to start things again. And I have several projects that I want to start. If you watch my last video, you'll know which ones they are. I have the prefix bathroom, which I have kitted up. I have someone let my dog out and he's outside. I have no idea who did that. I have Evening in the Park by Leonid Afremov, the fabric picked out for that. I have the pattern. I have Sheltered. Can't remember who that's by. I have a Teeny Tiny Dragon. I have the Rusty Cauldron, which is by Lisa Parker. It's a Haid. And I have these ones I just have I don't have the flosses kitted up in bundles like this. I just have my master set. So far, I'm waiting for more of the plastic floss thingies so that I can actually create floss monsters for them. The last one is Cozy Winter Cottage by Rose Khan, I believe, by Pain Free Crafts. So I have all of those. I want to start. I'm starting to get the itch too, but at the same time, I want to work on my projects that I have already started. I still have the Earth Goddess, which is my own pattern, my own chart. I want to work on Fairy Tale Cottage. I want to work on Fortune Teller. I want to work on the World Map by Amy Stewart. My Daydream Lines. I have Mountain Cabin by Dominic Davidson. And I was watching some Flosstube, and I was watching Darren, the Dizzy Stitcher, today, his last video, and he was talking about doing a start at September, and my ears perked up, and I thought, oh, that's a fantastic idea. Maybe that's when I can do my starts. So because I've ordered some fabric. I've ordered some more fabric. I've ordered some of those floss tags, like I said, so I can kit up my projects. So maybe I will also, I think I'm going to join in with Darren in doing start at September, and I'll just start, you know, one or two a week. And then at least there'll be starts, and I can get them into rotation for next year. Oh, the other ones were Forest Witch's Cabin that I've also kitted up, and Victorian Charm by Dimensions, and Dragon Clans by Anne Stokes as well. So there's quite a few there, so probably a couple a week. I don't know. We'll see. But that makes me feel better. Like, it gives me a little bit more time to try to get real games finished if I can, and to get Flowers of the Month done. Flowers of the Month should be almost complete by that point. I think it was going to be complete by October, so yeah, so that makes me feel better. Yeah, so those are plans. So for this next week, I will continue to work on my focus projects, being most of the ones that I showed you today, and I will add in a couple more as I have time. Work has been a little boring and not crazy busy, so I, you know, during lunch breaks and stuff, I've been working on we're working from home, so during lunch breaks and stuff, I've been working on my stitching, so that also gives me some more time. Okay, what else do I want to talk about? Patterns that I'm thinking about. I really should stop watching Flosstube, because all you people are great enablers. And yeah, I even get enabled by patterns that are not full coverage and that you wouldn't think would be in my wheelhouse. And so what I tend to do is I will, if I get enabled, I'll put it in my shopping cart, and then I kind of leave it there for a while, because if I forget about it, you know, if just the act of putting it in my shopping cart is good enough, then that's fine. I don't, you know, I'll often forget about it. But if I don't forget about it and I keep going back to it and I keep thinking about it, I keep thinking about it even when I'm not watching Flosstube, and see all the wonderful projects that people are working on, you know, then maybe that's telling me something. It's telling me that maybe I really do want to start it. And there's a pattern out there that's been out for a while, and that is Lola Crow's Greenhouse of Oddities. And I know she has a new one that has started. A lot of people have been stitching along with her new one, which is the underwater one. I forget what it's called, but it's an underwater one. And I'm not sure that I think so far all that's been released is the outline of the frame, the cage. I don't know what it is. I don't think any of the fish or creatures have been released yet. But I keep going back to the Greenhouse of Oddities. I really like it, and I have not purchased it yet. I'm still thinking about it, and I'll probably keep thinking about it for a while. Maybe by the end of the year, I don't know. At some point, I will probably, I may cave or I may not. I don't want to cave just yet. There's some other non-full coverage patterns that I have that I want to start, and these may get started in September. I don't know. Let me show you. I know we're over in an hour. We are over an hour so far. You guys don't mind, right? You can always watch this in multiple sessions. Okay, so one of them. I did not pull the right ones. Okay, so these are two of them. And these were two from the Hearts for Pam patterns that we got. And at some point I may start these. So these may be some of the, start them in September. I don't know. But this is one by the Blue Flower. I really like, okay, you guys, if you've watched me before, you know me. I'm a full coverage stitcher. I have done non-full coverage. I mean, I did the tarot cell. I'm doing the flowers of the month. I did the Irish blessing. And I have a sampler or two that have been UFO'd for this year. I don't know, there's just something about blue flower patterns that I really like. So I like that one. I like this one. I'm not sure if I will start this one or not. This is Wild at Heart by Pixel Pixie. I like the Anatomical Heart by the Witchy Stitcher. I like Zelda's Heart. So this is mostly words. I have Hearts Entwined by the Ink Circles. I haven't decided on this one yet. Yeah, and that's it. No, that's not it, but those are the Zelda's Heart, by the way, was by Mojo Stitches. And those are all going to be using these beautiful flosses by Cottage Garden Threads. Those all came, so there was these patterns, I'll use these flosses. So I'm sure that I'll be able to do one. Which one I'll probably start with? I might start with a blue flower stitch. I don't know. But those are them. So those are smaller patterns. And or a year at Hawkrun Hollow. I really like these Hawkrun Hollows. Again, not full coverage, but something about them, I love them. I think I had a really hard time picking between this one and the Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow. I may end up getting Halloween as well at some point, but I'll probably start this one first. And guys, peeps, so I bought this a couple months ago, and I didn't really want to do it on the called for fabric. I wanted to do it on some different fabric. And I was a little analysis paralysis, I guess. I didn't know what to do for that. And there should be another pattern in here. Why is it not here? I think I found fabric. Well, I have to wait until it arrives. Where did it go? Sorry, peeps. I'm Hot Mess Express today. All right, one more. Oh, okay, found it. Okay, so this one, I didn't show you because I completely forgot about it, but I just got this in the last time. Again, my enabling, again, not a full coverage. The Sorceress. I know this came out, I think this came out at, sorry about my dog, I might have to go let him in. I think this came out at Market this year. Someone was starting it, and I just loved it. Loved the little kitty cat and the owl. And I keep hearing about Joan Elliott, and I really like her designs. So I kind of looked at her like, okay, she's kind of a fancy lady. Sorry about the glare. So I think I want to start her too. I've not got fabric for her. Well, maybe, we'll see. I ordered 2 pieces of fabric. I may have fabric for it. I may have fabric for both the Hawkrun Hollow and the Sorceress. This morning, flicking through Instagram, I saw that Kaylee Tenstitch from the sewingshop.ca, she has so her shop is called the sewingshop.ca. You probably know, if you watch me and you watch Flosstube, I'm sure you know her already. But she's fantastic. She's a fantastic lady. I met her at Stitchworth last year and again this year. I had a lovely chat with her. She probably doesn't know me from a hole in the wall, but that's fine. But anyway, she had a post saying that her birthday's coming up, and for a little while, like I don't remember when it ends, but public service announcement, she is having a sale for her birthday, and depending on how much you spend, you can get either a free surprise project bag or a free surprise piece of fabric. And I love shopping on her. You already know I love her bags. I love her fabrics too. I bought fabrics from her in the past, which I've been too scared to use. I know, I don't know why, but I've been waiting for the perfect project, and also for my head and my eyes to get a little bit better so that I don't want to grid them, right? So I've been, thinking about different options for them. But I went onto her website because I could use more bags. I could use more fabric. And I was going to give her a call anyways. I talked to her at Stitch North about making me some fabric for the Hochran Hollow piece. Like I said, I didn't want to use the typical, I wanted something different for a year. So what she had on her, she has amazing fabrics. So this one is called Siren Song. I don't know how well it's going to come up, but look at that. Some blues and purples and greens and grays. I don't know how well that's coming up. I have one of those touch screen things on my iPad which does adjust the color, but so what do you think? Let me know. Do you think that one would be good for Hochran Hollow, the year at Hochran Hollow? Then, and I bought 2 other pieces of fabric, and I just thought of it now that one of these I think is going to be perfect for this. So this is one. This is called Blushing Pink. Beautiful. And the next one, which I think is the one that will work for the sorceress, this one is called Queen of the Night. There we go. Right? I think that's kind of, it looks kind of similar to that. So I can't wait for those. I am probably going to go back onto her site again for a couple more bags. Just haven't done it yet. I just had to hit buy on those because I have been carjacked, not from her shop, but other places before, and I didn't want that to happen. So anyways, I will show you those when they arrive, but I just ordered them. So anyway, so excited for that as well. That might have to be a September start as well. I don't know. That will be a lot of projects in September. But I haven't started any. Oh, that's a lie. I started one. I started this at Stitch North. But does it really count if there's only like 10 stitches in it? I don't know. You know what? I think this is what I'm going to work on today. I have to, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to work on today. Holy crap, we're at an hour and a half. This is going to be a feature-length film. That's all I have. So I think I'm going to finish gridding this, and then I'm going to work on that. I think. I always reserve the right to change my mind, of course. Okay, so that's the fabric I bought. Those are the patterns I bought. I have one more purchase, and I'll have to insert a photo in a second. But when I've been looking for, so I have a stand, right? I have the daylight stand, which was more economical than the Lowry stand. And it had better reviews for holding scroll frames than the Lowry stand did, so at least at the time. So that's why I purchased that one. The issue I have with that one is that I have to be sitting up, right? I can't recline in my chair at all if I want to use that, unless I'm using a scroll frame, and then I can put it on the side and then have it in front of me. So it does work for that. And I have the K's lap stand and the K's scroll frame stand, which is adjustable in terms of width. Those are great for tables. The K's lap stand is fine as well on my lap, but it tends to hold smaller pieces. I want it, and it's not super comfortable for actually sitting on a table. I don't know, just weird, I guess. I have some issues with it. I can't get things lined up properly for myself, like ergonomically correct, and I also can't, the things on the side tend to loosen, and so it's never as stable as I wish it could be. You know, I might set it up properly, but then as I'm stitching, it tends to fall unless I tighten it so hard that then I can't loosen it. I don't know. Stitchy problems, right? And I have done, and I've also had other stands that I've purchased and just were crap quality. And I wanted a stand to end all stands. And here I blame Kim, the 303 stitcher, who I will link below. Watch her videos. I don't know if you've ever shown the stand, Kim, on your Flosstube or not, but I met this wonderful person at Stitch North as well, and she had the Needlework 4 stand. Needlework System 4 stand. And I was like, what? Sorry for the earthquake there. It had everything I wanted. You can sit with it in your lap, or actually put it down on the chair and then sit, and then set the perfect height. You can adjust the height, you can adjust the angle, you can set it up perfectly for yourself. And so I've worked on it wonderfully on my desk, on my table. You can adjust it's got a curved arm. I'll put a picture in. It's got a curved arm so that you can adjust so it actually like leans over the table and like sticks out past the table. So wherever you're sitting, whatever chair height or angle you're sitting on, it just works perfectly. It's super comfortable. It is adjustable this way as well. So I've put everything from 6-inch frames to an 18-inch. I think it's 18 inches. I haven't put anything bigger in there. I don't know how. I don't think I've expanded it as wide as it can possibly go. Yeah, I haven't expanded it as far as it can possibly go, but you know, for my normal Q snaps, it's been awesome. I have the Q snap frame attachment so that you know, it grips it's made for a Q snap, so it grips those perfectly. You can rotate the Q snap easily so that you can get underneath it and end your flosses at the back. You can have an attach. So one of the issues for me with this stand and the other stand as well is that my iPad, which is what I use to stitch from, I use Markup RXP, would always be sitting on the, like, precariously on the edge of my, you know, on the armrest. And it's fallen a few times. I had had purchased an iPad holder for that thing, but it was never, the light always interfered with it, so I could never get it at the right, I could never get it in the right place so that it was comfortable for me to watch and to look at, and to avoid the flash, the reflection from the light. And yeah, anyways, and then there's also my magnifying light, which I finally figured out how to use properly. So this right now is just hooked up to my desk, and it comes out perfectly, you know, wherever I need it. So it works great with that needlework stand as well. It'll work with, if I'm sitting at my desk, it'll work with my other stands as well. It's fine. It works just fine. But the iPad holder, I can clip right onto my right onto the stand, so it's right there. No matter what angle my Q-snap is at, or what height the Q-snap is at, my iPad is right above it. So it just works. It just works super well. So yeah, like I said, I'll show you a picture. It was not inexpensive, that's for sure. But like I said, I had done a ton of research. I just somehow never came across this until I saw Kim's at the Stitch North retreat, and I pretty much ordered it right away. I did wait till I got home, but I pretty much ordered it right away, and I've been using it every day since. So for the past 3 weeks, it's been fantastic. I love it. Thank you so much, Kim. I really appreciate your bringing that and showing me, because I love it. And the other thing that motivated me to buy it is that I was trying to get it in Canada, and I called one of the suppliers who has stopped selling it because she said basically I could get it cheaper in the States, between, you know, shipping costs and customs fees and all that stuff. So I did. So I ordered it from the US. But she said she's had one for 25 years and, you know, doesn't regret it, has never had to repair or replace it. It's super well made, and, you know, basically I'll never need anything else again, or at least that's the intention. That's been her experience, and with Kim's feedback as well on it, I was sold. So love it. So hopefully you see it here. I'll send you, or I'll put the link down to the main company, and also where I got it from. They shipped it the next day. They were really nice. Yeah, I got it out of New York somewhere. I can't remember where, but I'll put it down below. Okay. Oh my God, we're an hour and 40 minutes. The last thing is giveaways. I finally got my act together, and I have some giveaways I'd like to share with you. So some of these you would have seen because I've shown them before. So I've gotten different patterns over the past couple of years. Some of them I did, some of them I did not do, because they're just not my style, but it's other people's style. Let me just grab these. And I'd like to share wealth, because I do know that some people do love these. Some of you gave me some feedback when I first showed them, and you know, there are people that do stitch other things than full coverage. So the first thing is something that we got in the Stitch North. Actually, both of these, two of these, we've got in the Stitch North swag bags. One this year, one last year. And so this one was from this year. So this is both of these patterns are Shakespeare's Peddler. It's hard to say. So this year's pattern for me was the Antique Bunnies and Baskets. So that's this one here. I haven't even taken it out of the bag just because, again, it's not something that I will stitch. Little pillows, I think the pillow's cute. I would never do one because I don't know what the point of pillows, cross-stitch pillows is. I would never let anybody touch it or sit on it. So I don't know why, what's the point? I guess you could put it in a, you know, people have these things called dough bowls. I'm not sure what a dough bowl is, but these bowls, and they put little cute pillows and stuff in them. I guess so, but then it just collects dust, so I'm also not cool with that. I don't know. Anyways, but if you like this and you would like and you would like this to win this, use the word basket. I'm gonna write that down. Use the word basket and I will ship that off to the winner. Okay, the next Shakespeare's Peddler pattern was from last year. Last year's swag bag from Stitch North. And this is Throw Wide the Windows. This pattern is very cute. I have opened this, I have not used it. Let's see if I can get this without. There we go. It's a cute house. I do like it. I do really like it, actually. But it's not something I would stitch. Yeah, it's just not something it's not really something I would stitch. If you want this, if you would like this, use the word house. Okay. I'm gonna do a few because I would like to share these. And okay, the next one is also from the Stitch North swag bag. This is called Weaving a Dream of My Own by the Schoolhouse Samples. And that is this pattern right here. Very pretty. Again, just not my style. But if you would like this, use the word dream. Use the word dream. Okay, the next couple are some embroidery designs. I'm gonna have a little bit of everything here. Some embroidery designs. And I've got three embroidery designs. So the first one, you know what? I will do these two together. Okay, so I'll do these two together. This one is called A Hardy Cottage Garden by Hugs and Kisses. So this was a Hearts for Pam pattern. It's beautiful. I just don't It's beautiful. I just don't think I will ever stitch it. Embroidery seems like another rabbit hole that I just don't need to go through right now. So there's that one, and then that will come with this one. What's it called? Hare's Nest Stitchery. This is very cute. This was also a Hearts for Pam piece. So it's a heart and it has little bunnies. So I'll put those two together. And if you would like these, use the word hugs. Hugs. H-U-G-S. Okay. I'm just gonna write hugs on the back. Just in teeny tiny so I know which one is which. Okay. One more embroidery piece, also in the Hearts for Pam thing, and this is by Veronique's Quilt Designs. Again, I think it's gorgeous. I just don't think I will ever stitch it. It's beautiful. If you would like this, use the word heart. Heart, H-E-A-R-T. Okay, and I think that's probably good for now. Oh, here, let's do one more. This is by the Handlebar Stitcher. Yeah, we'll do one more. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do 7. This is by the Handlebar Stitcher, and this is called Love Bugs. Also in the Hearts for Pam. And I need this out of my, I hate bugs. Hate them. So I need this out of my house. So if you want this, use the word bugs, B-U-G-S. Okay, so that is good for now. I still have I have a whole stack. I have a whole stack of things. But we'll stick with those for now, and then next time we'll do something else. I think that's about it. So I've got all of these. Oh, if you want, what I can do is this. I can either mail them to you. I'm absolutely happy mailing these anywhere in the world. If I can ship to you, I will send it to you. If you would prefer for me to scan them and send them to you electronically, and then I will shred the original, I can do that as well. So just, you know, whoever wins them, let me know. I'm happy to do that. I will definitely destroy these if you do ask for that option, and I can show you when I use my shredder that I will do that. But otherwise, I'll just mail them to you. So leave those comments down below. You can either use them in a sentence, enter for as many as you like. I don't really care. You can only win one. However, and we'll go from there. Other than that, I think I've covered about all of it. Oh my god, this was a feature-length film, almost 2 hours. I do have some stuff to cut out, so so that's okay. But I will see you next time. Just remember, you matter. Take care of yourself. Happy stitching. I hope you're healthy, happy, safe, and please remember, always be kind. Bye for now.